G'day viewers, this is the DB-BR140. We're going to learn how to drive it. We're at, where are we? Bietigheim-Bissingen. Something like that anyway. Alright, let's open up the door and climb up. We should get a prompt to climb up at some point. There we go. It's a little bit finicky on the way out too, I have to say. There's a climb down here, but if you go too far, you get E to enter the cab. When you press that, you just go back inside. So it's a little bit finicky. You can't go into the machine room, sadly. All right, before we sit down, let's turn on Sifa, which is Vigilance. We'll remind you periodically, and if you don't acknowledge it, then you will end up in the doghouse with a stop train. And then PZB, if you need to acknowledge your adverse signals and slow down quickly enough so that you do the right thing, or it'll stop your train. All right, first up, we want to go into G for goods. We're going to pretend it's goods and passenger, even though it's German, so it probably isn't. And we probably want to go into PZB mode U, I would think, which would be a heavy freight, because this one is, I think, about 500 tons. Let's go to the overview. Oh, we haven't sat down in the chair yet. Let's sit in the chair. Let's do that again. Because I think, there we go, 533 tons. So, yep, that's the correct mode to be in. So, the modes are, O is for passengers, M is for light freight, U is for heavy freight. And the brake mode, we go into goods because it brakes more slowly, more under control. All right, next up, there is the horn, of course. There's a direct brake, which is not applied, and there's the train brake, which we need to unlock. I might want to open the window. Pop in the reverser handle, and we will switch that to forwards. So you can use the W key or up on your controller. It's PZB, acknowledge, release, and override. And the other one we're going to need a lot is the circuit breaker. Contact signaler is down here. Wipers is a switch here, and you can change the speed. And turn it off, and you can move it manually to whatever position you want. What else do we need to talk about on this one? That's probably mostly it for the moment. So let's get the brakes off, and we can start tapping up. You want to do this gently, or the world will explode. Well, not quite. You'll just blow the circuit breaker. Brakes are coming off now, so we should start moving shortly as the train finishes releasing. So we'll just sit here on tap 2 for a little while. There we go. Nice hum from the transformer. We can probably go with another tap at this point. Sooner or later it'll figure out we're moving and go into monitoring. There it goes. It says safe to release, but I never believe it. There are blinds if you want to ignore the signals. Both sides, of course. It seems it is safe to release, so we will. Let's tap up again. We'll just gently work our way through the taps. Sifa, acknowledge that with Q, B, or circle on your controller. PZB is also acknowledged with B, Q, or circle on your controller, but not Q. No, it's page down on a keyboard. Or if you've got a TSCX, a red button. We head off to Kornwistheim. We have a empty car freight. Oh look, you can see in there, you're just not allowed to go in there. So it must be at least partially modelled if you can see through the side. You have to work your way through the taps slowly, and as you approach speed limits or places where you need to slow down, you need to come and tap down early, because you must get back to the off position before you can apply the brakes. Next time Sifa sounds, I will let it stop the train and we'll see how to recover from that. Not sure if this thing's active at all. Doesn't look like it. Alright, Sifa is about to apply the brakes. It's sounding now. And there go the brakes. So we will tap back down to 0. Let the train stop. Acknowledge Sifa. The brakes will start releasing now. We can see the brake pipe's gone back up to 5, and we can see they're starting to release. So let's tap up to 2. And after a little while we should start moving again. We are in a gradient, we might have to tap up some more. Just let the brakes release through the train. Let's risk another tap. There we go. Can probably risk another one now. If you get up close to the 6 mark on the gauges here, that's usually when you blow the breaker. So you just watch those gauges. It's safe to tap up again when the needle's starting to come down. Coming into a 100 zone, but we're not exactly in any danger of speeding. Sifa again. As you get further through the tap power range, you can change a bit quicker because you're not taking such a huge slug of power with each tap. Because you have momentum now. You can acknowledge Sifa as soon as the light comes on. In an ideal world, you would. And that's all the power we've got. Absolutely all of it. So we're pulling 250 amps off the line at 15 kilovolts. 15,000 volts for the unmetricated. So we are starting to approach our speed limit, even though we're still going up a gradient. We can start tapping down now. Let's come down a few and see what it does with the speed. Looks like we're holding at about 90, so that'll do fine. Gradient has come off, so we're probably going to start Increasing speed again, we are. Six Ks to go. There's not much more driving this unit. You do need to get your taps down to 0 prior to braking. Gradient's gone up a little bit again, so we'll just keep going up to maintain our speed. Acknowledging Sifa with Q, B or circle. We're a little under halfway there, so pretty soon we'll get to see how to slow down. We have a TSR of 70, so let's start tapping down now. We've also had our gradient slacken off at the same time. Here's the 70 warning with a temporary PZB magnet for us to acknowledge. So we will. We're already slowed down to the 85 that it wants. We'll just let gravity continue to slow us down. Let's just apply a little bit of brake. Now, an important on these brakes, if you release even a little bit, they release completely. So they're a little bit like Westinghouse brakes. You only get one release. We can start tapping up again now. Except we're not, which makes me wonder if I actually got all the way to off. Oh no, there we go. We are starting to tap up again now. Going back into 110 and then warning us for 100. I thought I'd gotten all the way down to off. I didn't really need to brake there. The gravity situation would have slowed us down enough, but I just wanted to show you. Alright, the rear of the train has passed the 100 sign, so we can speed up again. We've got a warning for 60 coming. Have to acknowledge that. If you don't and the train stops, you have to reset. And Sifa. So I'm going to tap right down again now, because we need to get it back down to 60. We're already doing less than the speed PZB is going to hit us for. So just let gravity pull us down to the 60. German trains do tend to keep you in the cab, because there's a lot of things going on that you need to acknowledge. I think we're about to get one. I would have thought I'd need to acknowledge that, but I guess not. Or is that... No, that might be the yellow one, actually. We get the white one coming up. We'll have to acknowledge that one. We are doing under 60, so that'll be fine. We're changing tracks by the looks of it. Indeed we are. Acknowledge that one. I'm not going to try and explain German signalling to you. I'd love to pretend to understand it, but I don't really. Continue to let our speed drop because we have got a 40 zone coming up. We'll probably need to tap up at some point though. We're down below the 40 zone and we're stopping in a kilometre or so. Oops. Well, now we're going to learn how to reset from a PZB issue. Why are you on 28? Oh, of course. The wheel was that way. Fine. Alright. Hit the PZB release. The brakes will start to come off. Now, I wasn't powering then, so I shouldn't have blown the circuit breaker, but if you were powering at that time, you probably have to reset it. Now the brakes have started coming off. We can tap up. Let's just do it super gently with the TSC controller. There we go. That's super gently, surely. We got away with it. Ooh, she flopped around a bit there. Didn't like that. I just need to adjust this lever. Did that blow it? That blew it, I think. Oh no, no it didn't. Still showing line voltage. I think we did blow it. Just saying. Let's do it with a keyboard so we don't blow it up this time. I have usually found that with tap changer locomotives, you're better off using a keyboard or a controller than trying to use one of the joystick-based devices. Hopefully we're going into the right path. Looks like we are. We are stopping in 700 meters or so, so I shall keep this level of power for the moment. Just because we are still going up a gradient, and the back of our train is still actually going up that hill. It's good to know that Sifa does sound outside the train. Alright, let's tap down and just coast in the rest of the way. Some Hapag Lloyd containers. There was quite the furor when the preview of this route came out, and there was some ONE containers. Start some gentle braking. And release again. Looks like we'll be stopping about level with those carriages in the next siding. Sifa. So you're having a last crack. And we can do a fairly heavy brake now. Nice. And that's it. Alrighty, if you've got any questions, chuck them down below and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Remember, try and stay under the speed limits, and you're going to need to react much earlier than you otherwise would with a more modern locomotive. Tap changes are a bit of fun because you have to anticipate a lot more. Alrighty, enjoy yourselves, see you later, and have fun.
We played a game.